Working live at Daytona International Speedway for the Patti Engineering 250 for the Superstar Cup Series, or race number 1 here tonight. We had the dual races last week. We set the qualifying order last week as well. But now it's time to do 250 miles of racing, 100 total laps around Daytona Beach, Florida. As right now the field is green up here for tonight's race. As we'll take a quick look, turn off here. Event. On pole position here tonight, we'll be having Timo Hoff on pole position. Ryan Housen will be in second. Third will be Isaiah Walters. Fourth will be Michael James. Fifth will be Jared Skinner. Sixth will be Nathan Johnson. Seventh will be Nathan Lemon. Eighth will be Steven Ardell. Ninth will be Dustin Coggin. 10th will be Jimmy Geikens. 11th will be Dylan Lamp. 12th will be Carl Cantones. Alex Anderson will be 13th. Daniel Monk will be 14th. 15th will be Jordan Warnock. 16th will be Donnie Kite. 17th will be Tim McCurry. 18th will be Tony Allison. 19th will be Matt Sisler. 20th will be Zach Stewart. 21st will be Russell Windsor. 22nd will be Braden McWilliams. 23rd will be Thomas Mitchell. 24th will be Jordan Evans. 25th will be Nate Bogus. 26th will be David Lindbergh. Ruben Norris will be 27th. Alex McLean at 28th. Caleb Bates will round off out 29 car field here tonight. We have a few other drivers from the back since they, I believe they call from them. Update, but we'll take a quick. The 29th will be Caleb Yates. Skylar Jones 31st. Greg Martin 32nd. Albert Lopez 33rd. David McCullough 34th. Tim Basswell 35th. John Santoro 36th. Jackson Bonstock 27th or 37th. Hunter Sr. 38th. Christopher Bush 39th. Carl Linsky 40th. And Brock Morris around our 41 car or truck field here tonight. There's now going off here off the pit lane. Tim off. Here goes his pit box. Give a little high five to his crew as well. As here we go on to the racetrack for the first time tonight for the race. They had about an hour and 15-minute practice session. I'm sure these drivers practice pit lane pretty significantly. As I think some of the big storylines here tonight. Can Sam Hoff repeat from last season as a champion? Being champion of last season as well, so we'll see what he can do there. And past Daytona winners include Craig Martin, who's going to be starting 32nd place here tonight. He's going to be a little further on the field. Can he defend his Daytona championship? We'll see what happens here. Few drivers to watch out for here tonight. It's definitely going to be Daniel Molnix, Aaron Zabozin as well. I would say Hunter Sr. as well. He's in 38th place. He won the duel last season, but got caught up in a wreck last week in the dual races. So he's going to be starting 38th in the field, pretty far down deep. But he's the only one to watch out for. He's usually up front here in these plate races. As here comes the field down to the pit stalls, driving down the limiter, seeing where they will be at. There should be going green next time by. So we'll take a quick look at weather as well for tonight's event. An 80-degree track temp, pretty hot, medium-sized winds here, 11-10 miles per hour, so nothing too crazy, nothing too insane to watch out for. We had 3 different Daytona winners in the 3 seasons of the Superstar Cup Series. First one being Nathan Johnson, Daniel Mullox being the Season 2 winner, and Season 3 was Craig Martin. All 3 of the drivers are in the field here tonight as well. So can one of those drivers repeat for the first time at Daytona? We'll find out here tonight. 100 laps in total, 250 miles in total as well, as pace truck gonna turn the hard left turn in the pit lane, and Sam Rohoff gonna lead us to the restart zone and lead us to the green for the first time this season. And Season 4 of the Superstar Cup Series is underway here for the Patti Engineering 250. As caution is already out here quickly. Not sure what happens. Craig Martin a little off the pace here. Dropped 8 positions. Could have been him further in the back. A replay on what happened. Yeah, Craig Martin running around. He looks like had to check up, and early on crash here tonight. You can see another view of this one from the chopper cam, as the pace truck you see pulling off in the pit lane right there. The field just kind of stacks up, and Craig Martin gets tagged there, but looks like the 81 of David McCullough. And first caution out quickly here in lap number 1. So that went off quickly there, yellow in lap number 2. So we'll take a quick look at our standings on the left side of the screen right now. Current as they run on the left side of the screen. Caution out here early. So the new slate this season, new clean slate coming in tonight. It'll be a quick yellow, but kind of like I was mentioning, clean slate for most of these drivers coming in this season. Obviously, a lot of drivers having some momentum from last season. Kind of talked about Daniel Mullox having some good momentum coming into this season, rallying off a few wins late as well. So he could maybe build some momentum. He's a past Daytona winner, like I said, season number 2. Maybe he could build some momentum here in these trucks. Have some good runs here early on in the season, as at least in past Superstar seasons, the drivers who did well early on really carried that momentum throughout the whole season, and they really just didn't have too many bad races. Obviously, the top 16 drivers get in, so I think Daniel Mullox will be okay to get top 16 in the points as well, unless something catastrophic happens. But overall, I think he's definitely one to watch out for. I mean, obviously, past Daytona winner, and a bunch of drivers coming down pit lane right now. Do a Donnie Kite there. I also kind of interested as well, Sam Hoff having a great qualifying here at the Super Speedways, but he only has 1 win to show for it. It was season 1 of ARCA at Talladega. He only led 12 laps of that race. It was 63 laps in total. And he started second in that race as well. So had some really, really good qualifying runs at the super speedways, but he just hasn't really shown that speed in victory lane yet. Obviously, a lot of these races are kind of toss-ups, and always comes down to the end, it seems like. But we always have a few. We don't have a lot of cautions in those races. Usually, average around about 3 cautions in the super speedways of Talladega and Daytona. Not really include New Atlanta in that, because it's such a different racetrack than those two. But only seen around 3 cautions a race, and we've already had one here on lap 1, so we'll be going no foul this time by. Also, another thing to note here, teammates will be very important to work together. How will that work out for these drivers? The don't foul here. Looks like Simhoff gonna choose the top side. Gonna be in front of Michael James there. So all these drivers talking to each other in the BCs in the Discord servers, working together. We'll see if it works out for these drivers, as top and bottom, obviously not too important here at Daytona. It's more people behind you is really what makes the biggest difference. But so what goes on here on the restart. In the turn number 3 and 4, like I mentioned, a bunch of drivers topping off on fuel. Around the top 28 stayed out. About 10 or so drivers coming out pit lane. Christian Schweiger 1 lap down already. I believe he started from pit lane, so he's already in 48th place, but he's 1 lap down. He's the only driver a lap down, so he should be able to get his lap back here pretty smoothly. But pace track of the turn on the pit lane once again. About to do battle here at Daytona. Off once again in the research on the outside line this time. They watch us on the inside. Green flag is back in the air. Back on the way here with the Patti Engineering 250. We go through the gears. The outside lane doing really well. Michael James and Sam Hopp pulling away a little bit. They should slide down to the bottom. Yes, they will. Here comes Isaiah Waltrus getting pushed by Ryan Houston. Here they rock their way off of turn number 2. They get cleanly onto the back straightaway for the first time tonight. How aggressive will these drivers be early on, giving the shoves to each other? I assume they'll not be too aggressive, kind of get single file earlier, at least not push too hard. As coming to the stripe this time by, we will complete the first green flag run here tonight at the World Center of Racing. Sam Hoff leads the first green flag lap here tonight, being pushed by Michael James in second. As in the dual races we saw last week, around lap 25 or so seemed to be the pit windows, 25 to 30. So I think these drivers will try to stretch it as much as they can. One driver trying to slide on line there. That's Steven Ardell, I think. 92 machine up top. Other fingers. Not Toyota. Sam Hoff still leads here in the new iRacing truck, the Ram. Ram truck out in front, being pushed by Chevy of Michael James. So obviously switching from the ARCAs to the trucks, a little bit different manufacturers. Here comes the outside line. That looks like to be Jared Skinner in the 7 machine. That makes him work. He's getting pushed there, I believe, by Nathan Johnson, it looks like. It is a 19 machine pass runner here at Daytona. First ever Superstar Cup Series winner. And caution is out once again on lap number 7. And we have a massive wreck here through 3 and 4. That's Craig Martin, a past last season's winner at Daytona, blowing up. He won't be able to repeat tonight. That's looks to be Jim McCullough there in the 81 machine. He's also blown up as well, I believe, unless that's some dirt. Looks like it is dirt. Ruben Rose looks like he's out of tonight's race as well. Craig Martin, is he blown up? No, he's not. That was just dirt, but major damage again. That 22 machine, our past winner this season, or last season, not having good luck here tonight. Wow, what a massive wreck. We'll go even further on back. How did this all start here? Down the back straightaway. Craig Martin right now is actually started way ahead of him. Let's just checkups there. Brock Morris not training up in time. Ruben Rose out of tonight's race early. And 9 machine powered hit. Tim at basketball involved. Carl Cantonis involved. A bunch of other drivers involved. Can't name them all. I think David Nimbert might have been involved there. Yes, he was. Back in the morning. Let's go a little chopper cam here and see if we can see a little bit better view of this one. Now I'll start here right in front of Brock Morris. A little check on the inside, and Brock Morris hits the back bumper there. Not sure that was 17 there of David Nimbert, excuse me. Looks like that's who Brock Morris got into the back of, and the big one strikes tonight. From the drone cam here, I'm sure there's some heavy impacts there against the river wall in 3 and 4. The big check on the inside line. Ruben Rose, just a bystander on that one. Everyone just kind of bystanders on that one. Wow. Look at that 12 machine there. Hunter Sr. squeezing his way through. We'll go on board here with that 12 machine. Brock Morris gets the shove, and Brock Morris gets some front end damage, but Hunter Sr. makes it through there. Let's see what Christian's there as well. He's a stack up kind of right there smoking, and at that point it's too late. He checks up as much as he can, but luckily for him he kind of goes through a few cars and he actually might be okay. We'll go here live to figure. I mean, obviously not gonna get his wave around that he wants with a lucky dog, but that car looks, I mean, based off that little right front damage, he looks pretty okay in that 38 machine. So luckily for him, he's kind of a little unscathed. Obviously some damage, I'm sure, can still be fixed up, but a big one strikes tonight, and we'll see if anyone is in the infield care center this early on. Doesn't look like anyone's in the infield care center, but driver's out of that one. Looks like it's gonna be Ruben Rodas, the only driver out. Only pit lane had to reset. David Nimmer as well in pit lane, fixing damage, it looks like. Everyone else still on the lead lap. There is David McCullough off of pit lane. Earl Cantonis pit lane as well. So a bunch of drivers fixing the damage, but here comes the drivers off of turn number 4. Double file and back up early on number 10. 1/10 of the way through, but we already had 2 cautions, which based off past seasons, very unusual here. Or maybe it's a new car, or the new truck. It's kind of throwing people off guard, but I mean, the duels last week were really clean. We only had, I believe, 1 caution the whole thing. We had probably, what, 2 or 3 wrecks in there as well, but Couple of them coming on the white flag lap. It was pretty relatively clean. This race is pretty much almost double, a little bit almost double than what the dual races were, about 40 laps. So yeah, a little bit will be double plus 20 laps, but off this time choosing bottom. I'm not sure there's any particular reason he is choosing top or bottom, but here comes pace track off of turn number 4 once again. We're about to do battle here once more. Already the third restart, or second restart of the night, third start of the night as well. Overall, good initial start, but pace track is off. And green flag back in the air. Sim off will lead us once again to green. Pretty sure he's led every single lap so far tonight here early on. We'll do another one here on lap number 10, come to 11. As he just gets a good shove there to Sam off. As he's selling already quickly following in here. The outside scattered just a little bit. You have a 3-car tandem up top, led by that one machine of Michael James. Almost looks like a 5, honestly, on his race card, but Jerry Skinner behind him, behind them, I believe it's Ryan Houston. I guess it is the 998 machine. Complete lap 1 of the restart. Sun is also setting here at Daytona. Not going to get a little bit cooler. Track temps should be even more grip in these trucks here. Once the time passes, now the outside lane looking really strong here early on. The outside lane is clear of Sam Hoff, as will Michael James, Jerry Skinner, Ryan Houston go low to the inside. They are clear of the inside lane if they want it. Also looking really, really strong, but Hunter Sr. pretty wide here. That's around 4th place. Kind of left out the drive for that 12 machine. He's falling back quickly. As will anyone go help that 12 machine and let him in line? There's a little bit of a gap there behind. Looks to be Dustin Coggin. Will he slide in line? Yes, he will. That moves him down to 14th place. So he's going to lose around 10 or so positions from that move. Obviously, early on this race doesn't really matter. But the outside lane looking really, really strong here early on. CM Hoff just continues to fall back. He's already down into 6th place. It's going to be 7th, now 8th place as he's falling back really, really quick. As once again, 3 wide here. Not 3 wide, but Isaiah Walters. Daniel Mullock's making a move here on the outside line. Looks to be on Nathan Lalon. Now the gyro is now forced to the inside as Walters now leads the top lane. Now pretty even so far, but the outside lane just has that little bit extra advantage than the inside line. As it will be interesting to see how long these drivers can stretch on fuel with these early cautions like 1.7. I think they may be able to stretch a lap 30, maybe even 32 at the most. The one driver making it 3 wide further on back. There might be, I think maybe Nathan Johnson, maybe. That is the 1200 senior. Can't quite see the numbers there. Also with these different paint schemes compared to last season as well. They'll have some time getting used to that. But 3 wide once again, Isaiah Walters up front. These drivers are being really aggressive early on, surprisingly so. There's some contact there as a 14 at Tate LaPretta there on Jared Skinner. Looks like there is a caution on the track. Rob and Furlong back. That's Brock Morris around. And a few others. Pretty massive regular. Alex McQueen involved. 95 machine. Gotta go further on back, way further on back there. You can see what went on. These guys going through the pit lane, but also there's a stack up there on the inside. Brock Morse checked up and got rear-ended. The other gyros involved big time. Matt Sisler. Looks like 61 of Jackson Fonstock. Like I said, Alex McQueen involved. I believe Justin Coggin was through pit lane as well. I think that was the initial kind of thing. Not sure. A bad bump went wrong, maybe. Yeah, just not clear there. Justin Coggin through pit lane kind of caused a checkup behind, and another driver through pit lane. Can't quite see that number. It might be William Warnock. Now he's through Christopher Bush. Going back. When Evans went through pit lane, had to get his black flag cleared as well. But cautioning a lap number 19, and Ryan Housen currently in the race lead. They come down pit lane. The whole field gonna follow him through. The third caution of the night. You at Daytona. Some drivers taking fuel only. Looks like Reinhouse and who's versus coming out pit lane, taking 4 tires and full tank of fuel. As the rest of pit lane very tight here off of pit road. Here we go, double flying up here in lap number 21. Racetrack turns on the pit road. About to go back green here, and green flag is up. Crystal Bruce will lead us to the stripe. In place was Nathan Amon. It could beat Tate LaFreda here on the 14 machine, but looks like Michael James will give Amon a good shove there. These drivers already super aggressive. 3 wide. Looks like Hunter Senior already up top. As they're doing outside wall. They still making it work up top. 3 wide Ryan House and Raymond Williams stuck through by middle. It's tougher to do much here. Maybe Lamont now leads here on the entry turn at number 1. Still too high for pretty much the whole field on back. These drivers have not yet really gotten into the groove here, single file like we saw in the dual races. We'll see if that comes up later tonight, but we have a very eventful so far race tonight. 3 cautions in the first 20 laps of tonight's race. It's been pretty even so far tonight, top and bottom, but I think the top just has a slight advantage early on here in the first quarter of the race. So only 5 laps to go in the Patti Engineering 250, but I mean, Christian Busch doing well on the inside with his push behind. I think the outside just has that slight advantage. I think later in the race, I think we'll see the outside line kind of give him a more dominant line as he comes inside and checking up just a little bit. As Nathan Lamont is clear, same with Michael James on the bottom if they want to take it. Tony Allison now clear. Here comes the inside lane, good shove there. The Christian Busch, he's now leading here on the inside. Behind him is Tate LaPretta. We'll take a look at Sam Hoff right now. He won the pole tonight. He's currently around 10th place, our defending champion. Kind of on the inside in that mid-pack. Obviously, the defending winner, Craig Martin, a little further on back there in 20th place in the mid-pack. Surprisingly doing well after being involved in the first 2 wrecks here tonight. He only in 21st, so has a chance to maybe defend his Daytona championship. He'll be the first driver to win in 2 races at the Super Speedways. No driver has done so. We've not had a repeat winner at either Talladega or Daytona combined. We had a different winner in every single one of those races, so it hasn't been a real dominant Super Speedway car, or truck I should say, so far in the Superstar ARCA or the Cup Series. We'll see if that kind of changes tonight. Right now, Nathan Lamont looking good. He got in front with Michael James pushing him. One driver like Christopher Busch on the inside, he hasn't pitted in 21 laps on the lap 9 and the lap 7 caution. So how long can he go on fuel? He's the only driver who stayed out during that yellow flag we just had in lap 19. How long can he go on that tank of gas? A little side draft there. And racing is still picking up here on lap number 30. Oh, big wreck in the back. Huge wreck in the mid-pack. Bunch of drivers involved. That's a 4th caution tonight here at Daytona. Daniel Mullick's involved. Caleb Yates involved. Isaiah Walsh is involved. So we'll take a look what caused that one in the right smack dab in the middle of that pack. As these drivers have been pretty aggressive so far tonight. We'll see if aggression played into that one. Looks like they were 3 wide and have a low part in there. So as they're walking behind Daniel Mullick's there, kind of split 3 wide. Looks like Skylar Jones, Donnie Kite, I think that was involved there. Brady McWilliams involved. Not really any big deal. Not too big damage for Brady McWilliams. And oh, Craig Martin involved again. His 3rd caution he's been involved in tonight. The defending Daytona winner cannot catch a break at all. Skylar Jones kind of just got squeezed by Daniel Mullick. Doing lamp arounds as well. Taro involved as well. I think Timber Bascom made it through. I think I mentioned Donnie Kite involved. There's a pretty big wreck there on the back straightaway. I assume most of the drivers coming out pit lane as well in lap 33. So it's been a pretty caution-filled race tonight. I just think these drivers are being way too aggressive. Just no reason to go 3 wide, you know, lap number 32. Especially this early on. I mean, there's just no reason. It's so easy to come to the back to the front. We are in Christopher Busch started in 34th place. Coming to the pit stops, he was in third place. So he's up 34 spots here tonight. After seeing up 27. I mean, it's not hard to come from the back. No reason to be that aggressive here in the first third of the race. In my opinion, but let's feel off pit lane. Looks like Nathan Lamont will lead us off the pit lane. As these drivers are underpacing here for the fourth time tonight, we'll take a quick little break. We're right back in the Legends Racing Network. As Rick live here at Daytona International Speedway. About to go back green here tonight, coming lap number 36. Ace truck pulls off in the pit lane. Going to want to go lead us to the green. Green flags out. Back in the way here at Daytona. So far, it's been caution filled here tonight. 4 cautions in the first 33 laps. We'll see that changes here as we're close, somewhat close to the halfway point, about 15 laps away. Lap number 50 here in the Patti Engineering 250. The outside lane seems to have has been the preferred lane of choice for most of these drivers, the fastest lane around. So for tonight at Daytona, we'll see if that changes here tonight. Some drivers maybe explore the top or bottom. Into the top lane once again, Nathan Lamont doing well. Jars up the racetrack, trying to make some things work for the outside lane once again. Just a preferred line here. Nathan Lamb, Sam Hoff, our Pulsar. He's up second now. Nathan Johnson in third, past Daytona winner. Jared Skinner won at Talladega last season. We have some experienced Super Speedway racers up here in top 4 positions with the inside lane. That's Tony Allison getting pushed there by Jordan Warnock. Well, again, the inside just doesn't seem to be as grouped up as the outside line so far tonight at all. We'll see how long that lasts, though. You just see the outside just seems to have a couple curling advantage every time they go through these corners. On the exit through these corners, especially 4, 5, 6 even curling's advantage here, as Pierce going in 4th place is pretty much alongside the inside line there of Tony Allison. The outside lane once again just rolling right now. Christian Busch on the inside trying to do as much as he can, but I mean, he's just can't really do much, as actually Jordan Warnock actually stayed out on that last caution we had, so he's once again the only driver who stayed out. This is kind of what Christian Busch decided to do to get some track position here. Jordan Warnock kind of decided to do the same thing. He stayed out of that last caution, currently 21 laps on that tank of fuel. Question is, how long can these drivers go? We saw in the dual races they went around 25, 27 laps, but could they maybe stretch out a little bit longer if they wanted to? I mean, we could see that tonight. It kind of just depends, really, what the drivers decide to do, what they can do. But right now, I think these drivers kind of calming down so far, at least in the front end. It seems like, as we do a little flash eye here down the back straightaway. Pretty steadily side-by-side action, nothing too crazy, no 3 wide for the most part. We'll see a little bit here from the blimp cam in the mid-pack. Mostly just 3 wide or 2 wide action throughout most of the field, as we just go 3 wide for a moment. We'll see as around Isaiah Walsh sees that 3 wide there. As soon as I said, here comes Daniel Mullins. Isaiah Walsh swinging it 3 wide middle, trying to do something here. Oh, number 42 coming to 43. The outside lane seems like easily the most dominant lane here tonight. On board here with this 60 machine just rolling through this middle lane. Here he comes with Daniel Mullins as well. These moves his way up to 15th place. Still 3 wide ahead of him. Aggressive moves here in the trial. To come to Senior go top. as they're pretty much free riding for the majority of the field here on number 44, 43, excuse me. Work their way down the back straightaway here at Daytona International Speedway. There's big blocks here for the front drivers. The one driver tried to go to the bottom lane ahead of Matt Sisler. Just wasn't able to make it work. A big block there, Matt Sisler. Here goes that top side there. That looks to be like Michael James trying to make something happen on the inside. Now, Matt Sisler by himself. This has been really such a kind of weird race so far tonight. A lot of comers and goes, but I mean, consistently the outside lane has been the most dominant lane, but that middle lane I think is doing pretty well because I just don't think the inside can wrap around as well unless you have some teammates working with you. The inside lane just can't wrap around the yellow line good enough. Down pit lane is that Jordan Warnock. Yes, it is. He was only able to go 27 laps on the taking field, so I think a 25 lap mark would be pretty much accurate for most of these drivers. And now we're all creeping up to the halfway point in tonight's race. We've already had 4 cautions, like I mentioned. A couple of big ones early on tonight around, well, lap 7. I mean, pretty much the last 3 cautions have been pretty big ones. Obviously, the first one kind of just a not self-spin, but only one car incident really involved on the initial start. 3 wide here. Michael James trying to make some work here with Daniel Mullins and Isaiah Waltrus. Here in the lap number 50 mark. In the Patti Engineering at 250. Looks like lap car goes to the bottom there. We're about 7 laps away from pit stops here, so I think they're probably around lap 60. They'll have to make at least 1 more pit stop. There's a big move there. Sam Hoff, Nathan Johnson, gonna go around Nathan Lemon. But Lemon gonna get picked up here. Looks like by Jared Skinner. Skinner not gonna push him onto the top side. Now Nathan Lemon did a great show there from Jared Skinner, but I think Sam Hoff, Nathan Johnson, they're ready for pit stops here. That's why I went to the bottom lane. They're ready for these pit stops here shortly. Pit stop's happening right now, very late. Yeah, I think, yeah, Michael James most like, oh, you got drivers off of, let's take one driver off. Not sure who it was. Be Matt Sichel, I believe. I'm not sure who it was. Oh, it looks like the 33 there. Karolinsky. Checking here. Oh, driver also. That's Matt Sissel hitting the inside wall hard. We back live here, but Peter Walsh just off pit lane here. Michael James as well. Kalinski, black flag for him. Only one of these guys coming off pit lane. Not this time by. Here comes some pit stops, I think, right here. Yes, they are. Nathan Lamont, Sam Hoff, and pretty much a lot of the field coming out pit lane. First screen flag pit stops. Oh, Nathan Lamont, Sam Hoff around. They're spinning on the pit lane right in front of the field. There's more contact. Some drivers involved there. Sam Hoff, more contact drivers between Sam Hoff and a few others as absolute chaos here on pit lane. So Sam Hoff, Nathan Lamont, the first drivers on the pit road, kind of causing that one. Hoff trying to merge there and just tagged also a few of the drivers. So, and just Hoff could lose a bunch of time. I think he's most likely a black flag as well, maybe as well. But here comes Jared skirting that pit lane there with a few of the drivers. Ryan Austin and a few others. Looks like Alex Sampson coming up pit lane, has not pitted yet. As Alex Sampson black flag, gonna be speeding on pit lane. Looks like Jared Skinner and Ryan Houston will be our race leaders once this cycles through. Now the main pack goes down to 8, it looks like. Skylar Jones leading the second pack here. Trying to catch up to the main pack up ahead. We'll see how quickly they can do that. We go on board here with Jimmy Dykes, who's currently leading. Second back goes over, the second back wrecking. A bunch of drivers involved there off a triable. That's gonna surely bring on another caution here tonight. Yes, it will. Christopher Busch, black flag for the 29 machine. That's 5th caution tonight here on lap number 63 after the pit stops. As it just happens, right when we were looking at the same back, couldn't quite see what happened. A bunch of drivers involved there. Looks like Christopher Busch just cut the nose off of Skylar Jones for no reason. I'm not sure if he thought he was clear or not. It was such a weird wreck. I mean, never was clear at all. Just following the drivers ahead of him, I guess, but I mean, it wasn't really close either. I mean, kind of close, but Tony Allison involved, Dan McCullough involved, Skylar Jones involved. Brings out the 5th caution of the night here. The drivers just came down pit lane. Drivers down pit lane. James will be the first one off at pit lane. Be about 35 laps to go when we go back green. In the meantime, we'll take a quick little break. We'll be right back from the action here at Daytona International Speedway. We're back live here at Daytona International Speedway. Wait for the green flag here as Jimmy Geiges goes to the green. Green flag is in the air for the sixth time tonight here on the restarts. Off for turn number 4, Jimmy Geiges, Hunter Singh on the bottom. All these drivers have to make at least one more pit stop here tonight. Question is, will it be under green or will it be under caution? We ride here for Daytona. It's going to try to make it work, but backs out a little bit later. As up the racetrack goes, Jimmy Geiges, is he clear? It's getting close. Yeah, he is. Of Hunter Senior. Hunter Senior going to push him here off for turn number 4. And then inside lane hooked up pretty well. The outside a little more spread out, but now the outside hooked up back together. There comes Jordan Evans going to go to the inside of Michael James. In the outside lane doing very well here. And keep the momentum. Ooh, big move there for Jordan Evans. Over the apron there. Gotta slow him down just a little bit. Currently, we still have 32 cars on the lead lap. Coming up 30 laps to go this time by. Little big school there on the outside line. Pop back the line there, but looks like James up top now. In the outside line here, from the 29 to go this time by. And I'm guessing these drivers are going to stretch out as long as they can, because the pit window will be open around 5 to 6 laps. How long will they go on this sort of fuel? Will they go as long as they can? Will they kind of try a short pit here? A lot of different strategy calls could work out. I mean, last time we saw on the green flag pit stops, looked like the kind of the overcut worked a little bit more, like going a little bit longer on your tank of fuel. Worked a little bit better for some of the drivers, as well as pit road speeding penalties and a few accidents like Sam Hoff having one there last season's champion. Same with Nathan Lalon being out there in pit lane. Costing them quite a bit of time. Michael James continues to lead on the outside line. Big of a difference will this make here? Late in the race, will track position matter that much on the pit road? How aggressive will these drivers be before pit stops? All very valid questions that will be answered in due time. Right now, Michael James leads the outside line, followed by Daniel Molnix and Zale Waltrus. And the problem right now is the inside lane has just not been good at all, quite frankly, so far tonight. They've had moments, really those moments were really on the restarts. Other than that, they've been really pretty poor, to be honest. Line here, 25 laps to go now here at Daytona International Speedway. As here comes the inside line, Jordan Evans doing a good job pushing back here. Getting good stuff here from Jimmy Geikus. Geikus and Evans stayed out though during that last caution. Not to pit here pretty shortly, especially Jordan Evans, who pitted 20 laps ago. I think he'll be able to go around about 6 or 7 more laps here at Daytona with that caution. There's one car in the apron. I have to go check him out the inside big time. There's a car spinning, wreck in the back. John Bonsa, car on the outside wall. He's on top of another driver. That brings up the caution here with 25 laps to go. As restart gonna happen here pretty late, as pit stops also gonna happen during this caution. As lap 77 brings our 6th caution of the night here at Daytona. As Jackson Fonstock, I think, kind of got the worst of that easily. Someone clipped the apron on the inside. It looks like that Craig Martin again. Oh man, that 22 machine just cannot stay out of trouble. Luckily, he got no damage from that one, but wow. John Fonstock on top of, it looks like it was. It looks like Kit Lapreda, and looks like the 88 machine there as well of Albert Lopez. You better review this one, go a little further on back. So Fonstock just gets clipped, hits the apron hard in the outside wall. Tries his best to avoid, but just can't. I mean, at that point, you're just along for the ride. Brings out once again the 6th caution night here. Under 25 laps to go, so the drivers can make it on this single field to pit this time by. The whole field comes up pit lane. Probably the money stop here tonight. I'm sure no one gonna be taking tires here at all. Is my expectations. There's no big overshoot air fires. Yeah, Walters cannot mess up pit lane. Get him off coming pit lane. He's gonna overshoot his pit stall as well as Brock Morrison pit lane. Guessing him and Tim Hoff are sharing pit stalls, but Michael James will run the rest of pit lane. A bunch of other drivers as well coming off of pit lane as well. Double firing up here. We go 21 laps to go once we take the green flag. So it will be Christopher Busch going to be leading us to the green flag. Not sure what's going on here. Christopher Busch can be sent to the rear of the field actually. Okay. But no, it'll be Michael James going to lead us to the field. Oh. Christopher Busch a lap down. Not sure. It must be race control or racing kind of scheduling that one, but this truck on in the pit lane. Going back green here with 21 laps to go. Green flag is in there. They're underway here at Daytona once again. Big blocks here caught on the outside wall at Daniel Molnix. As Ryan Houston looks like he gave a block there to the 8 machine. And now, no help for the drivers out in front. Michael James, Ryan Houston, no help out front. But here comes the help. Jordan Evans on the inside. Daniel Molnix up top. Could be a drag race down the back straight away. Who will lead into turn number 3? Looks like that top side has a momentum. Yeah, it's a little bit better organized. More drivers up top. Michael James will clear down at turn number 3. Ryan Houston will be in second. Daniel Molnix. Jordan Evans also second in line between those drivers as well. As right now it's hands off the wheel. It's going to be full on racing for these next 20 laps. Pretty wide action there. Sinjar was looking to try and make something happen there on the inside line. We'll see if they're be able to. I mean, once again, the outside lane looking just so dominant tonight so far. There, so goes Michael James here. Off of turn number 4, from the 17 laps to go. As the inside lane looking good now, into the inside lane. It'll be a little bit better here once pushing starts to come here. The drivers will be a little bit more aggressive. I think the inside lane will be a little bit better as well. We'll see what Jarvis makes some moves here. I mean, pretty much just gridlock as Jimmy Geica's moving back here quickly. Not sure if that was a mistake from the 18 machine. He's moved back here now 3 wide. You know this one, as here comes Sam Hoff and a few other drivers making things work. Trying to make things work, at least it's still 3 wide. It's gonna be really tight through the tri-oval. That's Alex Anderson, Sam Hoff. Past 2 champions here in the Superstar ARCA Series. Currently now in the Superstar Cup Series. And I guess losing a little bit of positions there. There's Brock Morris up top. He started dead last. The 05 machine is up to 16th. Oh, one driver loose. That's Nathan Johnson. He's going to be split 3 wide. Isaiah Walters on the outside. Right house on the inside. What a move from Nathan Johnson. Gonna slide himself right in front of John Santoro. What an aggressive move from that 19 machine. We'll take a quick replay of that one. Johnson all sorts of sideways there from Isaiah Walters. And right here, he slots himself in big time. Barely even the gap. Wow, what a move there. That 19 machines. We're back live here. 14 laps to go. Michael James up top still on the outside line. There's a big wreck, huge wreck up front. Isaiah Walters around, Jared Skinner around. Thomas Spencer looks like he might be a little damaged as well. Jared Skinner, like I said, Brock Morris involved there as well. It's his 7th caution tonight here on lap 89. With 12 laps to go. Happening right in front of the field, it looks like. Involving Isaiah Walters and a few others. I think that's kind of what the catalyst of this one was. Isaiah Walters not clear of Hunter Sr. Around they go. Probably the biggest wreck of the night there. Getting out about half of the front pack, it looks like. At least somewhat involved there. We'll watch what happened here off turn number 4. Be a better view here in the hook cam. Jared Skinner pushing Hunter in the middle. Isaiah Walters comes down, not clear at all. I guess he didn't think they were going as quick as they were. Thomas Spencer involved. Johnson. Quintero involved as well. The other drivers involved. Obviously Jared Skinner, Isaiah Walters, Sam Hoff, Connie Kite. See there live, but it looks like we're gonna go green here with about 9 laps to go. What will happen here? The majority of the field gets stay out. There's no one coming down pit lane, I think. Well, this one's go time at this point. I mean, there's no coming back from now. Coming down pit lane, I think we still have around 25 plus cars on the laps. And pit now, you're pretty much putting yourself all the way back there in the mid-20s. Something that's really doable for most people. But we'll see here. We start here with 9 laps to go. Doubling up here, coming through 3 and 4. Or could possibly be the last restart of the night. Only time will tell. On the pit road, about to do battle here with 9 laps to go here in the Patti Engineering 250. Michael James leads to the green flag. 25-man waving that flag as hard as he can as James clears here easily on the front row. Gonna move up to the outside in front of Daniel Molnix. Reinhouse still on his inside there. Two drivers on the outside wall. Eight laps to go this time by. When will we see the first 3-wide move here? With 8 laps to go. Seven laps to go now. The dice are rolling here. Michael James and Daniel Moore still 1 and 2, but 3 wide in the mid pack here. There's a car on the wall. Car on the wall in the back. In the mid pack. That's our 8th caution tonight. Can't see who's involved. Is so to be Christopher Bush, the 17 as well. The other drivers involved as well. To be the Johnny Kate involved as well, I believe, as I saw there, but we'll take a replay of what happened exactly. Right kind of in the mid pack there. Thomas Spencer, I think, avoided that one. Ray McWilliams looks like Johnny Kite making an aggressive move on the outside line with 7 laps to go, but Ray McWilliams backwards as Sam Hoff spins to avoid that one, but that's going to be our 8th caution. Not here, all out 94. And it looks like we have a 3-lap shootout here to decide the winner. Question is, will we need overtime to decide this one as well? Looks like it will be a E-lap shootout here to decide the race winner. We'll see how this plays out, though. Like I mentioned, will we have overtime here tonight as well? Definitely something to watch out for in the Christine, to say the least. We've seen probably quite a few overtimes throughout the seasons here. Especially at these Super Speedways, there's always seems to be late race cautions, but this has kind of been a consistent kind of caution race. We only had one green flag pit stop tonight. Doubling up here. Pretty much go time here from here on out. Every move they make will matter here in the end. Green flag is back in here. 3 laps to go here in the Patti Engineering 250. Michael James here in the walks once again, 1 and 2. Yes, into turn number 1 and 2 as well. House going to be pushing from behind, but here comes the inside lane of Hunter Sr. and Alex Anderson. Dustin Coggin also next there in 8th place. We'll see how he plays out here. 2.5 laps to go here at Daytona. Here's Reinhausen and Nathan Johnson to the inside. Two laps to go, 5 miles in length. Will we make it back to the white flag here tonight? As 2x2, pretty much 10 rows deep here. Michael James with a good run through the tribal. He has been handed into turn number 1, but Dana Moltz pushing from behind. Reinhausen and Nathan Johnson on the inside. Oh, Johnson! Give a bad show to Reinhausen, but he's going to hang on for now. Down the back straightaway, that's going to the outside lane. A ton of momentum. Joshua in for position in the middle lanes. As the outside lane is now clear on the inside. Will we make it back to the line here for the white flag? Some cars on the apron, furlong back. I think they make it straight. White flag is there this time by. One more lap to decide the season opener winner. As we're wrecking across the line, it's Jimmy Geikis. He's gonna be still sideways there, spinning right in front of Tate Lapretta there. But now out in front still, Michael James, Daniel Molnix, 1 and 2. They've been 1 and 2 the past few restarts. When will Daniel Molnix make his move to possibly win the season opener here for the second time in Superstar Cup Series history? But here comes Nathan Lemon to the inside. He has no one from behind though. But here comes Isaiah Walters. He was just involved in the crash here earlier a few laps ago. He's making a move to the inside. It's going to be a Gerard Garcia off of turn number 4. Nathan Lemon has the advantage for now. Here they come to the stripe. James and Lemon side by side, door to door. It's going to be Michael James picking up the first win of the season here for the Patti Engineering 250 by 17 thousandths of a second over Nathan Lemon. What a finish that was there for those two drivers. Daniel Molnix will be in third. Isaiah Walters somehow in fourth. Albert Lopez in fifth. Great result for the 88 machine. And what a race that was to the end. Clean and green for the most part for the top 4 drivers. Albert Lopez picking up his first top 5 ever here in the Superstar ARCA League. Superstar Cup Series as well. What achievement there for the 88 machine. But most importantly, Michael James picking up the win here tonight. His first ever win as well in the Superstar Cup Series. It comes in the season opener at Daytona. Unbelievable result there for the one machine. Michael James blowing up his engine. But we'll see him in victory lane here. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here from Daytona International Speedway. Here for the Patti Engineering 250 for our top 5 interviews and looking at final race results. And they're also first ever LRN race recap tonight. We're back live here from Daytona International Speedway. We'll take a quick look at final race results here for tonight's Patti Engineering 250 first ever race of the season. Number 4 of the Superstar Racing League. Michael James picks up his first career win here tonight. Nathan Lemon will be in second. Daniel Mox in third. Isaiah Walters fourth. Albert Lopez picking up his first ever top 5 in fifth. Alex Anderson sixth. Ryan Houston seventh. Hunter Senior 8th, Nathan Johnson 9th, and Tony Allison rounding out the top 10. Justin Coggin 11th, Jordan Evans 12th, Dylan Lamp in 13th, Kyle Linsky 14th, Carl Cantonas 15th, Alex McQueen in 16th, Matt Sisler 17th, Sam Hoff in 18th, our pole sitter and defending champion, Donnie Kite 19th, and Thomas Spencer in 20th. 21st, Craig Martin of the defending Daytona winner. 22nd, Brock Morris. Timber Basketball 23rd, Brady Williams 24th, McGaggis 25th, Skylar Jones 26th, Christopher Bush 27th, Jordan Warnock 28th, Garrett Scarin 29th, Christian Swagger in 30th. 31st will be Stephen Ardell 32nd, David McCullough, David Nimmert 33rd, Tate Lepra in 4th, Zach Stewart 35th, John Santoro in 36th, Jackson Fonstock 27th, Caleb Yates 38th, Nate Bogus 39th, and Ruben Rosen 40th. 41st will be Russell Windsor, not seeing a single lap here tonight. And first off, we're going to take a quick little interview here with Michael James and the rest of the top 5 as well. Well-deserved win in the front winner. Hello, Michael, you got a copy?
Yep.
So you pick up the win here tonight at Daytona. Talk us through those final few laps. Looks like you and Daniel Monks worked together well on those restarts, and it was pretty much became between you guys and a few others there at the end.
Yeah, I had my teammate Daniel up there with me, and I think Hunter was on the inside lane behind me. He had a little damage, so we kind of figured he might check up that inside line. So we just stuck together and pushed it out, got the win. Feels good to get that win done early. Had a lot of podiums last season, but didn't get it done. So glad I could get that one out of the way.
Yeah, definitely. And just kind of how does momentum kind of build into the rest of the season? Obviously, race 1, picking up the win. How you kind of carry this to kind of the first few races of the season?
Yeah, it feels good to carry a little momentum. It's obviously hard to go from super speedway to intermediate, especially in the trucks being new for this league. So we'll see how that kind of carries over and try to get comfortable in the trucks on those tracks. But yeah, I mean, it definitely feels good to carry some win momentum into these next couple of races here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's win here at Daytona?
Yeah, shout out to the whole Race Deck team, Daniel, Isaiah, Connor, Kyle, John, Sam for putting on the league, and you for doing the broadcast.
Well, congrats on your win here tonight at Daytona. We'll see you next week at Echo Park Speedway.
Appreciate it.
Michael James in the One Machine picking up his first ever career win here, Superstar Racing League. In second place, the Nathan Lemon 66 machine coming up just short 17 thousandths of a second between him and victory here tonight. Hello, Nathan, you got a copy?
Hey, I got you.
So you pick up second here tonight, very close to picking up your first ever win here in the Superstar Racing League. Talk us through that final restart, and do you think you could have done anything differently, maybe being victory lane here tonight?
I don't know. I mean, these super speedway races are always, I hate to say, all luck based, but coming to the checkered there's a lot of ifs and maybes that I probably could have done. Down the back stretch, I laid back a little bit off the 8 truck, and I moved to the left to try to fake him into a block, and I wanted to sweep up high, but I didn't realize how much momentum I had, and ended up getting beside him, and just decided that was going to be my path coming to the checkered flag. So close, but no cigar. Good night tonight for us though. Led a lot of laps and had some time out front.
Yeah, definitely. Just you guys only had one really green flag pit stop. How was it during that kind of green flag pit stop? And we saw, I mean, you and Sam Hoff kind of have issues there. under braking? Was it kind of a thing that just kind of happened naturally, kind of leading the pack in the pit lane?
Yeah, I think so. I got to sliding a little bit coming in. Spotter told me that I was at about 55 miles per hour for that 60-mile-per-hour entrance right at the line. And then I think maybe Sam had me as like his braking line as that lead car because he came in pretty hot too and locked him up, and we both collided, and that was kind of what sent both of us to the back. We were working really well before that together, but those kind of things will happen.
Yeah, definitely. You rebounded really nicely, obviously picking up second here tonight. But and you want to thank for tonight's great performance here at Daytona.
Yeah, obviously you for putting on the broadcast for us, Sam for the host, my spotter. I had Chase in my ear all night, and he was doing a really good job kind of guiding me through those wrecks. And yeah, just all the guys that were up front that we were running by, ran a really clean race. So looking forward to the rest of these races this season.
Like I said, congrats on your second here tonight. We'll see you next week at Echo Park Speedway.
Alrighty, thank you.
That was Nathan Lemon, our second place finisher. We'll bring in our third place finisher now. Here. Of Daniel Mox was pushing our race winner there at the end. Teammates there. And then Michael James. Oh, Daniel, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
You pick up third here tonight at Daytona, pushed your teammate to the victory. Talk us through those final few laps there, and was there any decision maybe to just kind of stick with your teammate or maybe make a move for the race win?
I was just gonna stick with him the whole way, honestly. That top lane, I was kind of looking in the mirror, and I didn't really trust anybody in my mirror to go with me if I wanted to make the move. So I told Michael, I was like, hey man, this is yours. I'm just gonna like coming to the white, I backed off of him a little bit to cool the truck down. So when I got to him to push, I didn't have to worry about overheating or anything like that. But yeah, he drove a heck of a race. He definitely deserved that one. And yeah, I wasn't gonna try taking from him. None of that. So all around though, good race for all of race stack really. I know John, he got tore up in one of those wrecks or whatever. I think it was the one where Isaiah, I don't know if he was trying to block or something, but he got torn up in that one. I think that meatballed him. But I think everybody else, let's see, where did Kyle finish? Kyle finished 14th, so yeah, I mean top 15, but all in all, not a bad night. We worked pretty good together, trying to control the top lane. Because it seemed like if you wanted to go anywhere, you were just gonna have to get to somebody's right rear, to try and make any moves. But yeah, it was a fun night, fun race. Glad to see Michael get I think this is his first Superstar win. Yep. So glad to see that, and hopefully more to come.
Yeah, well, anyone else you think for tonight's great run here in third place?
Shout out to you for putting this on. I know you, what is it, 10:30? Stayed up a little late, but putting this on every week. Sam and all the admins putting the league on. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that not a whole lot of people know about to get this, what it is. And then, I mean, everybody in the race. I mean, it could have been cleaner, but at the end of the day, it's super speedway, so something's always going to happen. But all in all, mostly clean race, I would say. I know pit road kind of got quite a few guys, but yeah, I think that's all I got for you.
Like I said, congrats on your third here tonight at Daytona. We'll see you next week at Echo Park Speedway.
All right, thank you.
Daniel Monks in the machine, working well with his teammate, pushing him to the victory. We'll bring in the fourth place finisher here of Isaiah Watchers, who kind of came out of nowhere at the end there. Unreal performance from him. I think he was running in the mid-20s on that restart. Didn't talk about that. Oh, Isaiah, you got a copy?
Hello?
You pick up fourth here tonight. Kind of came out of nowhere on that green, that kind of 3-lap shootout. Talk us through those final 3 laps. How you kind of came from somewhat the mid pack to fourth place at the end there.
Well, I had my teammate and Sam, we were working together. We came from 23rd, I believe. It was kind of the perfect storm, to be honest. He had a lot of like damaged vehicles up and low, and we like rode the middle. I avoided the few wrecks that happened, and it just kind of just really just opened up for me. Couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah, definitely. Had kind of an up and down night. Got involved in a few accidents. I'm sure pretty much everyone in this field was involved in at least one. But kind of talk us through, do you have any damage? Do you have any kind of aero damage, wheel damage at all during that kind of final few run?
No, by the time that final run, I fixed all my damage. I had some lingering. It was hard to suck up the people, but I think everyone else is dealing with the same, so it kind of evened out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, fourth place here tonight. Anyone like to thank for tonight's great run?
I like to thank JV Designs for helping me put a good looking truck in the top 5, and my teammates. It's nice to finally get one going RA. Congrats to Michael.
Well, congrats on your fourth place here tonight at Daytona. We'll see you next week at Echo Park Speedway.
Thank you.
We'll see if Albert Lopez joins. Not always good next week as he gets his first ever top 5 finish of the season here at Daytona. We'll see if he pops in, but take a quick look at our little highlights here. So a little new here, was trying this out for the first time, wait, ever. See if this works here. So we'll look at the first wreck of the race. It's actually Big Martin here. There it is. So lap 1 here on the initial start. Craig Martin getting a little checked up here, getting hit in the rear end there, causing the first caution on the night. There for the 22 machine. And we'll get a look now. Here for Ruben Rodis. Also, another wreck here on lap, I believe this is lap number 7. Rodis going for a wild ride. That was a pretty big wreck as well through turn number 3 and 4. Right there. Also, we have the late race wreck there for Isaiah Waltrus, who just interviewed him for 4th place. Kind of caused this one a little bit here. No, actually, no, it was the wrong one, but different wreck here coming up. But Isaiah Waltrus is also involved in this one as well. It's absolute chaos. I think this was around lap 80, lap 89, maybe 77, around there in the midpoint. With after that as well. But here's that one I was talking about. Isaiah Walsh is kind of involved there a little bit, I think, through 3 and 4. Trying to clear Hunter Sr. It wasn't quite clear. Surprised, I mean, after this one, I thought Isaiah Walsh was done for. I mean, I guess he almost went airborne there for a moment. I mean, just absolutely insane. He finished 4th place, hits the wall there. I just unbelievable there, Isaiah Waltrus. But here's the finish of the race right here. Michael James picking up the win, coming across the line on the outside. I thought for a second Nathan Lamo was going to have it, but just not quite enough. That's Michael James picking up his first ever Superstar Racing League win. Albert Lopez now in. Not quite. So we'll just get him in an interview next week to make up for it. But the fireworks going off here once Michael James crossed the line. So I'm gonna try to do this little race recap a little bit here. After every single race, kind of the cautions, the final kind of big moments of the race, and see if that kind of nice little thing there at the end. But overall, I think next race was kind of just a little steady. I mean, we had the cautions every about 15 or so laps. We had the long green flag run right there in the middle. But one green flag pit stops, and we saw some chaos throughout there as well. But pretty fun race overall. good racing throughout. But up next on this Legends Racing Network, you have the Bonehead Racing Rookie Finale. So, the Rookie Series Finale, Friday night at Homestead Miami Speedway. The final for the championship four there. That should be a doozy there in the trucks at Homestead. Turn one there Friday night at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. And up next on the Superstar Racing League, Superstar Cup Series, it's going to be, like I mentioned, Echo Park Speedway, the Legacy version, so 2008, Old Atlanta as you would call it. This would be called at same time, 8:15 Eastern Time. Might go a little bit early on those times. I try to do a pre-race show for those both as well, so kind of a little bit more content to you guys in the Legends Racing Network. So hopefully, going there and be a little bit different in the Legends Racing Network. Thank you guys for watching here from Daytona. See you next time here on the Legends Racing Network.